locked.
Let's kick it around.
And certainly, if the schedule had broken to where they weren't playing in the regular season, but this was this year's Super Bowl, and he won it, it would even more cement your
Yes.
So the question I have is this, because my life would have been better if I knew you 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but I didn't, sadly. Did you ever feel, truly, that Eli Manning was better than Tom Brady?
No.
So Eli Manning was on a 3-game winning streak against Brady where he outplayed him in all the games. 2 of those were the Super Bowl. We can show you those games.
MVP.
In none of those games, certainly not in 07, did people feel like Eli had the better team. They were 2 touchdown underdogs. And I think the reason you didn't feel that way was because, yes, and by the way, Brady wasn't 1 year removed from winning a Super Bowl. He was 8 years removed from winning a Super Bowl when they walked off the field in 2011. And the reason you didn't feel like he was better was not only just because of how you felt, but because their career resumes were not at all similar. And we can show them to you, yep, it was 5-2 and 3-2, MVPs 2-0, Super Bowl MVPs even, Pro Bowl 7-2, first team All-Pros 2-0. So to which I would say, if Jalen Hurts and beats Patrick tomorrow, here's what their career resumes look like. He will have lost to him in 1 Super Bowl and beat him in 1. Patrick has the same or better than Brady in every single category, and Jalen has the same or worse than Eli in every single category. So why? Why is it that when it was your guy and Tom Brady, it was a ludicrous question, and now when it's Jalen Hurts, it is, I'm just asking the question?
You think that's for me?
You want to wave the white flag?
I want to do the exact opposite.
Oh, wow.
I just set a nice little trap that you guys walked into.
I haven't walked into
Because there's a lot of lists out there. Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback. Jalen Hurts is number 13.
Whose list?
I don't know, lists that I've seen. That Jalen Hurts is the third. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl on the ESPN list and is listed as the 39th best player. Is it Steven Ruiz?
Oh, Steven Ruiz's quarterback list. But
he wasn't top 10. That's all. I am not saying he is definitively better than Patrick Mahomes. I said we need to have a conversation about it. And if you were making a graphic and saying, hey, let's talk. Exactly right. What you just did, exactly.
Hold on.
Let's have a conversation about him being the best quarterback.
I have to tell you, Steven Ruiz does a great podcast.
Yeah.
He's a pal of mine.
Yeah.
I can get you a guest spot on it if you want to argue with him about his Jalen Hurts take. If you want to
you're arguing with me about Eli Manning. I didn't even mention Eli Manning.
No. I'm asking you. So here's the thing.
So you said who does it, and I told you.
No.
Correct? Is that what just happened?
Yeah.
I said he's not. I said people have not top 10. You said who?
I answered. Okay.
And then you're like,
no. But you just said that if he wins this game, there needs to be a discussion. Is he the best quarterback in football?
Yes.
I then asked you, when Eli did what you're talking about, except it was in 2 Super Bowls that he won both and outplayed Brady in both, you would not have that discussion then.
Correct.
So why?
Because I'm not interested in talking about Eli Manning versus Tom Brady right now.
No,
to be 100% honest, I'm in this lane, and you're trying to take me on an exit ramp to Tom Brady and Eli Manning. I want to be in top 5.
I'm saying why is the standard now different than it was for your?
I don't think Eli Manning and Jalen Hurts are comparable players.
Why?
I think one is insanely mobile. I think one guy won half his games and one guy's won 70% of his games. I think they're totally different players.
But of course they're different players, but your whole thing is, does he leave the field with the trophy?
Does he do that in the regular season? Has Eli Manning ever put a string together of 16 straight wins?
No.
No. Is Eli Manning a immobile quarterback?
Well,
yes.
He was, yes.
Eli was Joe
500 in the regular season.
And Jalen. I just don't think they're comparable. And I'm also not interested in having that conversation. I'm interested in having the conversation of, if he wins on Sunday, we need to have a conversation of who's the best quarterback. Everybody can have a representative at the table. Jalen Hurts needs to be at the table. He can't be excluded from it anymore like everyone wants to put him like. Justin Herbert's in the conversation.
Oh, I don't think Herbert's in the conversation.
Should Jalen Hurts be in the conversation?
For the best quarterback in the NFL, no.
Look, I hear you in that Hurts is
To be in the top 5, yes.
much better than
Top five's
Eli
supposed to be in
was.
the best.
Well, no.
To answer your question, because it could become relevant, those graphics you threw up with Eli and Brady could become relevant if Jalen wins the Super Bowl. If he wins this game, no, I still don't think he's in the discussion for best quarterback in the league. I think the path for him to get there is to win this Super Bowl. Not 2 years from now, maybe then, but for him to get there, he has to win this Super Bowl and be the Super Bowl MVP.
Well, I don't know that he has to be Super Bowl MVP, but if they win the Super Bowl.
We're talking about an individual thing to say he's better. But, yeah, say if he wins the Super Bowl. I would still not say he's better historically than Mahomes. But now, in this moment, Tom Brady was not the best quarterback every single year or even stretches of his career. I think we would be in a stretch where it would be fair then to say, yeah, Mahomes is in the GOAT conversation or whatever. Right now, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback.
I kind of view it like that. I kind of view it like a heavyweight championship belt.
And so
you might be a better boxer.
Yeah.
We could be in the same generation, but he's got the belt.
No, I
That's
think
how
if they win the Super Bowl this year, and I don't think he has to win the Super Bowl MVP, that to me is what you can gain by becoming the third back-to-back Super Bowl champion of this century versus what you can gain Sunday, September 14th are, to me, drastically different things. I think your frustration with me is I think you think that I think he's ineligible for it. And I don't think he's ineligible for it.
Okay.
But I think that there is nothing he can do this month or next month that's going to make me, if you put me on a lie detector, say he's better than Josh Allen, much less Patrick Mahomes.
My issue, and I'll turn it to you, bro. My issue is like, you know when he would be the best? If he got to the Super Bowl and won it again, which to me sounds unfair. And granted, Josh and Lamar have MVPs, which I respect. But those guys can collectively go to 0, but Jalen Hurts has to go to 3 just to get in the conversation.
Well, I think,
and I know they put up great individual numbers.
That's a big part of it. I mean,
I know, but it just feels unfair. It's like you got to go to 3 Super Bowls, and then we can start talking about it.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
A lot of that depends on what you do in the regular season. Like even in the NBA, if your regular season numbers aren't fantastic, you're never in the MVP discussion. You win the finals, people aren't going to say you're the best player in the world.
What about Jimmy Butler?
Right.
If Jimmy Butler had won whatever the last finals he was in against Denver, was it? You know what I mean? And it's like, listen, I'm not ready to call him best player in the world. But if they go back to back, I will. And it's like, hold on a second.
Right.
Like, why is he ahead of? And so,
real quickly too, Wilds, we have to admit. I mean, as much as we give the quarterbacks all the credit, it's a team game, and Jalen's team is much better surrounding him. He's got the better receivers. When you're talking about Mahomes,
right now,
better offensive line, better running game, defense. You can argue.
Now, they have the better roster.
He's got the offensively, he's got far more support.
And so I'm going to give.
So I think you got to look at that too.
But I do think Jalen is. I do think
you don't think he's got far more.
I do. I don't think as good as the Ravens.
I agree, and that's something that Lamar is going to have to answer for because he's got tons of talent.
I mean, I actually disagree, but that's fine. Saquon and Derrick Henry are a coin flip, and I would take the Eagles every other spot on offense. Certainly receiver, certainly offensive line. You know what I mean? So but that's sidebar. Brew has used the Terry Bradshaw comp, which I understand, but I've never fully subscribed to. I will use, and this is a compliment, the Russell Wilson comp. Because had he not thrown that interception, had they won that Super Bowl, that would have been enough for people to be like, you know what? I can't quite explain it.
No, he was great.
But that guy, he's been here in the league 3 years. He's won 2 Super Bowls. Like this one, he played Brady. You know what I mean? Outdueled him.
But was anybody going to say at that point he's the best quarterback?
I think had they won, he would have been in the discussion like you want Jalen Hurts to be.
Yes.
And I'm saying,
but
it wasn't. But it would not have been that year. I don't know their schedule. If they had beaten, Peyton again in the regular season, It's like, okay, well, he beat him in the Super Bowl, he beat him in the regular season. That wasn't enough.
The stakes
that part's fair.
for America's Game of the Week. We just did a great job there.
Stakes are high.
Coming up, must win for the Cowboys and Russell Wilson. Back-to-back segments. Next on FS1, the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema